Have you ever noticed how some people just have it? They walk into a room, they open their mouth, and everyone just listens. Meanwhile, you're fighting to get a word in during a chaotic meeting, watching your best ideas get completely lost in a tidal wave of emails or voices in a meeting. It's one of the most frustrating feelings in the world. You know you're talented, you work hard, but it feels like you're professionally invisible. Sometimes you watch other people with way less experience get the projects, the promotions, and the recognition that you know you deserve. You're left thinking, what's their secret? What am I missing? Well, what if I told you that it was nothing to do with luck or being the loudest person in the room? What if commanding respect is a skill you can learn, not a gift you're born with? Because it is. The most successful leaders aren't unicorns with a special communication gene. They've just mastered a few key techniques they use every single day to influence, inspire, and lead. In this video, I'm going to break down the 5 simple but powerful steps that they use. If you master these, you won't just be heard, you'll be seen as the leader you were meant to be. Listen like it's your job, because it is. First things first, and this might be the most important step of them all: master the art of active listening. We all think we're good listeners, but there's a huge difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is passive, it's just sound waves happening. Active listening, that's full on strategic activity. It requires focus, curiosity, and a real effort to understand what's being said between the lines. So many conversations go off the rails because we're not actively listening. We're just waiting for our turn to talk. A true leader listens to understand, not just to cook up a clever response. This is the foundation of trust. When your team feels genuinely heard, they feel valued. They're not afraid to share wild, new ideas, point out problems, or even admit to mistakes. All of the things we need for real innovation. So, how do you actually do it? Well, one, put the distractions away. Seriously, close your laptop, put your phone face down, give the person your full attention. Two, show that you're engaged. A little eye contact, a nod here and there, a simple uh-huh or I see, it signals you're right there with them. And three, and this is the big one, let them finish. Don't interrupt. And if you want to take your communication to the next level, try paraphrasing what you heard. Something like, okay, so if I understand this correctly, this isn't about the budget, this is about the timeline. Do I have that correct? This doesn't just confirm you understood, it proves that you're paying attention. So think about it. The top leaders I've worked with are consistently recognized for their listening skills. They understand that the next breakthrough idea can come from anywhere. And by listening intently, they create an environment where every person knows their voice matters. That's real influence. Step two, this is all about clarity and conciseness. In the business world, time is money, and ambiguity is a thief of both. A leader who rambles, hides behind confusing jargon, or takes forever to get to the point creates chaos. Effective leaders can take a huge, complex idea and boil it down to its potent, actionable plan. Being clear isn't about dumbing it down, it's about respecting people's time. Before you speak, ask yourself, what is the single most important thing I need them to know or do? Get crystal clear on that one point and build your message around it. Use simple, direct language. Ditch the corporate speak unless you're 100% sure everyone knows what synergizing your deliverables actually mean. Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address was only 271 words, but it's one of history's most powerful speeches because it had one massive, clear idea. In an office setting, a CEO has to do the same thing. Instead of some long, meandering report, a clear leader says, our number one priority this quarter is boosting customer retention by 10%. Here are the 3 specific ways our team can make that happen. This does 2 things. It lines everyone up behind a single mission, and it radiates confidence. There's real power in brevity. It shows you've done the hard thinking and you know what matters. When you speak with clarity, you kill confusion and empower your team to act. So, was that a cheesy reference with Abraham Lincoln? Yes, but it made the point because you're likely now saying the words of the Gettysburg Address to yourself. The third pillar of CEO level communication is mastering constructive feedback. In most places, feedback is either a thing people dread or it's delivered so badly it leaves a trail of destruction. But in high performing teams, feedback is seen as a gift. It's the fuel for growth. Leaders know that to grow a company, you first have to grow your people. Here's a simple rule that works wonders: praise in public and critique in private. Public recognition shows the whole team what success looks like. Private, constructive chats about what could be better preserves dignity and creates a safe space for real talk. And be specific. Don't wait for the annual review to bring something up. Address it quickly instead of a vague and unhelpful comment such as, that presentation was lacking. Try something specific and forward looking. Try something like this: the data you shared in the presentation was fantastic. I did notice a few people seem to get lost during the more technical parts. For the next one, let's team up on crafting an opening that hooks them by connecting the data to your main goals right away. See the difference? One is judgment and the other is a game plan. Just as important as asking for feedback on yourself, a leader who asks, what's one thing I could be doing differently to support you better, shows incredible humility and a commitment to growth. It signals to everyone that feedback is a two-way street, building a culture of trust and accountability. Step 4, command the room without saying a word. Step 4 is the one everyone sees but few people master. It's your nonverbal communication, your body language, your facial expressions, your tone of voice. They're all broadcasting a message. And if that message clashes with your words, you're sunk. A leader understands that your physical presence sets the tone for everything. Research has shown that if you're telling your team you're confident, but you're slouched, avoiding eye contact, your body is screaming that you're not telling the full truth. That conflict creates deep distrust. To lead effectively, your words and your body language have to be singing the same song. So, how do you fix this? Start by taking up space. Sit or stand tall with your shoulders back. Stand with your chest up and your head level. Use open gestures, like keeping your palms visible, which signals honesty. When you're listening, lean in a bit and make eye contact. In a world of video calls, this is even more vital. Look at the camera, not just your own face. Nod and let your facial expressions match the conversation. Your tone of voice is also a secret weapon. A calm, measured tone conveys control. Varying your pitch can show enthusiasm and keep people from zoning out. Think about a skilled presenter who captivates a room without saying much at all. They use strategic pauses, simple gestures, and focused attention to build momentum and keep people engaged. You don't need to be a performer to do the same. Just being intentional with these silent signals can give your words the weight and credibility that they deserve. Step 5, lead with a human heart. The final and frankly the most important step is to lead with emotional intelligence and empathy. Emotional intelligence is your ability to understand and manage your own emotions and to recognize and influence the emotions of others. In leadership, emotional intelligence isn't a soft skill, it's a superpower. It's what allows a leader to navigate through conversations, resolve conflict, and build teams that are fiercely loyal. It all starts with self awareness, knowing what triggers you. For example, if you know you get tense in high stress meetings, you can prepare strategies to stay calm instead of reacting impulsively. That self control builds a massive amount of trust. The other half of emotional intelligence is empathy, the ability to genuinely put yourself in someone else's shoes. An empathetic leader doesn't just see a missed deadline, they try to understand the burnout that might be behind it. They don't just hear a complaint, they recognize the frustration and work to solve the root cause. You show empathy by listening, by validating feelings with phrases like, I can see why that would be frustrating, and then responding with genuine care. Leaders with high emotional intelligence create workplaces where people feel safe, respected, and motivated. When your team knows you care about them as human beings, not just names on a spreadsheet, their engagement and loyalty go through the roof. This human connection is what turns a manager into a leader. So there they are, the 5 steps to communicating like a CEO. We've hit on active listening, crystal clear conciseness, constructive feedback, nonverbal command, and emotional intelligence. You won't master them all overnight, but picking one to consciously practice will start to transform how you are seen at work almost immediately. But here's the thing, even if you mastered every single one of these skills, there's one roadblock that can shut down great communication in an instant: how you handle criticism. If feedback instantly puts you on the defensive, makes you shut down, or sends you into an overthinking mode, then all the communication skills in the world won't have their full impact. That's why the next step is to understand why criticism can feel so personal and so hard to process, even when it's meant to help. Once you know the why, you can respond with clarity instead of reactivity and keep the conversation moving forward. In the next video, why it's so hard to accept criticism, we'll break down the psychology behind feedback, what's really happening in your brain when you hear it, and how to shift your response so you can use criticism to grow instead of feeling crushed by it. And if you're in Washington and looking for therapy support, visit goldenwestcounseling.com to get started with a therapist who can help you move from insight to change. And for those of you that are looking for a more personalized, concierge level therapy experience, I personally offer premium support tailored to high functioning professionals in California, Washington, Oregon, and Arizona, where I combine therapy and professional leadership to support high achieving professionals in breaking unhelpful patterns, reconnecting emotionally, and leading with integrity. Go to goldenwestcounseling.com and click on Veronica Anderson's profile. Tap the link to watch Why Is It So Hard to Accept Criticism? It's the follow through that turns communication skills into real influence.